I was almost not going to do this movie. I sounded arrogant and somewhat self-important in some of the parts. Also, the music and sound effects were a lot louder than my voice. My voice chat and voice transmission was low. In addition, the Present Patrol on January 14th, 2013, I had thought that the 3-year anniversary, the Q event, the Temporal Ambassador and the Present Patrol was going to be over. But later on at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. they did a patch, a small one. And after that, it was still there, the event. Both the daily Present Patrol from Q and the Temporal Ambassador were there. I go on to the duty officers to where the missions are, or the duty officers, there's always a logo for the 3-year anniversary. That was gone, but everything else was still there. The Q was there, the dancing people, the smoke, the banners. So that's really not my style to be arrogant. It's not my style at all. And I just made some mistakes on it. But the alkaloids are a one-time thing, and I'm not gonna redo the character just to get alkaloids. So that's why I kept the movie, because I wanted the alkaloids in there. If you can, later on down the road, I'm not gonna make much with the commentary. I'm just gonna leave the movies the way it is. A lot of people might not want to hear that, but I do have a lot of things important, a lot of wise things to say, and I feel it needs to be said, not just a movie. As I was trying to explain before, I made some mistakes on this movie. The music and sound effects are really loud and my voice is low. At one point or another, you're gonna have to turn down the sound on your Windows and your YouTube, because it gets really loud, and then you won't be able to hear my voice at all, which is okay with some people because they don't want to hear the topics I'm talking about. I usually make movies without commentary, but this time I had some things that are really important to me that I wanted to say. I'm thinking about making a version with commentary and a version without, but that's later on down the road. This movie's not perfect, but it is what it is, and I can't redo it because then the alkaloids wouldn't be there, because I wanted the alkaloids in there. They only show up one time, and I don't want to redo the character and redo everything just to get alkaloids. Gamer here. I spent about an hour and a half exchanging my Acer monitor for a HD TV Westinghouse. The Acer monitor only supports 1600 by 900 resolution, so I couldn't make the 1980 by 12 1020 HD high definition movies that I was trying to. The last 32 movies have been 1280 by 720. So I know where to go before I went to Q. There's somebody over by engineering. But unlike some people, I have to really work to get these movies made to be synchronized, so I don't waste a lot of time. So it takes a lot of it just takes a lot of okay. Now, okay, I abandoned one of the quests and it looks like I can't get it now. Present Patrol. because I had to redo the movie. Because there's little things that just go wrong when you're doing a movie. You waste time. You have to pause, look up information, try to figure out where you need to go. So I screwed up again. So it's January 14th and it's 1:47 a.m. over here. And this event's gonna be over at 10. So I don't have time to do the President Patrol now. Once you abandon it, you can't get it again. That's another problem with this play, with this thing. So, I abandoned this earlier because I wanted to redo the movie over again. Abandon this quest to get it again. These damn creators put a time limit on quests. They won't allow you to change your mind. Q was in front of the Admiral's office before. I've seen it on YouTube. You only get one shot to do something sometimes. Time waits for nobody. Now, you may think this is just some game, and I'm all doom and gloom, or whatever, it's just my style. I'm like some people that just want to joke around. Go elsewhere for that. Talk about things that matter. They should matter. They should matter more than some hater, elitist prankster making some jerk movie out here, you know, just to waste your time. But I have something profound and meaningful to say, so I'm going to say it. You know, I'm just a messenger. I have to go over here, you know, I can go on the system list, and I'm a visual person. So I had to tweak my settings, you know, to the best I could, and it looks pretty good right now. Favorites because it's unique, you know what I mean? But it does have romance and action adventure. Now, when you write screenplays and teleplays, and I read a couple of books on this, there's always a love interest, there's always a villain. That's what makes good movies good. If you notice that, as part of being a professional screenwriter. How do I know? Because I read the books on it by professional screenwriters. But you know, I have to say something here. A lot of Star Trek fans that come up really short. I mean, they're very ignorant, and they're very judgmental and petty, and that's not what Star Trek was supposed to be. They can be very cruel. Kind of a disorganized person. One time I emailed this president of the Star Trek club, and he didn't answer me, so I emailed him back, and then he answered me, because when I emailed him something bad, he'll respond. He wanted me to show him a header of the email, I misplaced it or something. I might have deleted it. And then he called the local chapter president, complaining about it. The email was about him calling me, asking him to talk to me. Instead of talking to me, he went and talked behind my back. I'll never forget that. Just the conduct. The conduct of some of these people are cruel. They come up very short. Now, it's obvious it's wrong what he did. It doesn't take a rocket science to realize that. Only an intelligent, open-minded person. He shorted me, and he wouldn't hear my 2 cents. There's nothing more aggravating than not having to hear somebody. When somebody has something to say to you, and they take the time to say something to you, and you don't listen, you don't give them an opportunity to listen, they're not, the person you're finger pointing isn't at fault, it's you. Hey, pause right here. I have something to add to this. You're definitely at fault for not allowing them to speak their mind and their 2 cents. They could be at fault for the topic you're having a problem with. Mainly. This may just be an online game, and I may be just catering to a bunch of young gamers, or gamers that don't want to hear this. But it's very important. You have to do an analogy based on things you know at times. And that's why I'm doing something unique. What I'm trying to say is I'm doing something unique here. Not just a run-of-the-mill stuff. That's why I say in the intro, gaming outside the box, meaning something that's not typical of what you see in commentary on just a game. Well, it's not just a game because we're about people. You know, if this was just a game, people wouldn't be here. Hey, pause right here. I have something to add to this. As far as just a game, it could be interpreted as both. People can look at it both ways. Just a game or not just a game with people in it. Real people. It's just, you know, I've been gaming since I was 10 or something, you know, and I'm older now. I'm a little slower. And I don't play some of the games that I used to play, that I like to play. That's not fun anymore. You know, but games don't let you down. They're always there. The people let you down. The people that inhabit the games let you down. You know, I had somebody on here criticize me for my freedom of speech. Freedom of speech overrides any rules or policies. Heck, hell or no rules, we're trying to accomplish something. Thomas Edison said that. And anything I would type, they're annoyed. They're annoyed at this, they're annoyed at that. You can't say thank you without them being annoyed. And they're harassing me. You know, you can label it harassment. And they act like I'm the one in the wrong. And I'm just doing some mission, or, you know, I don't remember exactly what it was. One of these, you know what I'm talking about. One of those STF missions. And I ran into this person like 2 or 3 times. And it was a female. And I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. I could have just put the audio in before after the movie, but I wanted to kind of remain more in sync. That's kind of scan doesn't work. There's supposed to be a little thing right here that shows up. I've already watched a movie on this, so, you know, I like to research something before I do it. I mean, it may take the fun out of it, but I research some of these and how to do some of this stuff, and try to attempt this. criticized me for my ship, Meat is Murder. Well, Spock was a vegetarian, a vegan. Guess what? My guy is a Vulcan. His name is Lieutenant Commander Spock, LCDR Spock. It's a naval rank. And by the way, I was in the Navy. You know, I don't know about you, but it's just you know, they're so clueless. You know, they just they say, well, your ship is failed. Well, put two and two together. I'm trying to say something. I'm vegetarian. I'm trying to explain and promote something that I believe in. And on top of it, I'm trying to put two and two together. Spock is a vegetarian. That's why he has a ship called Meat is Murder. Hey, pause right here. I have something to add to this. What I was talking about here was I was being ridiculed for naming my ship Meat is Murder. But Spock is a vegan. If you think about it, he's a science captain. And that's just coincidental because I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat meat. So any kind of meat, chicken. But, you know, I'm still eating fish and shrimp. But I've got to stop. There's your ship name is failed. Well, you're not thinking. Spock's a vegan. It makes sense. That's why the ship is called Meat is Murder. That's not the only reason the ship's called Meat is Murder. That's the secondary reason. The main reason is because I'm a vegetarian. And I don't believe in harming animals and exploiting animals for food purposes.
Do you have a question?
Maybe people just don't get it.
Thank you, Captain. Do you need anything else? The Tholians got this Do you need anything else? My name is Franklin Drake. I was born on a little colony world on the edge of Cardassian space. After the Federation fell to the Klingons, a lot of people moved out of the war zones to try to make new lives. It worked for a while. When the Bajorans discovered that wormhole and the Dominion invaded, no world, no matter how remote, was safe. I signed on to help fight the Dominion, for all the good that did. The Dominion swallowed the Bajorans whole and then joined up with the Breen and the Cardassians to destroy the Klingons and the Romulans. After that, it was just a matter of carving up the Alpha Quadrant. The Tholians got this piece of space in exchange for signing a non-aggression pact with the Dominion. It wasn't hard to see that the only way to survive was to sign on. Now I'm like you. I work for the Tholians, and in exchange I get a cot, a couple of replicated meals, and the chance to live for one more day. With a little luck, I'll get through tomorrow, too. Do you need anything else? Do you have a question?
Move, and I don't remember how to move with the WSAD key here. Apparently, you get some part alkaloid. From talking to him. I mean, I've been here for about 6 weeks now, working on power grids. I'm very good at fixing things. Even though we're not junk. Don't need to give us blah, blah, blah.
Hello. For all I know, my name is Taton. I was born on Romulus. After the war, I signed on to a freighter crew working the Bolian run. My captain got in trouble with the Tholians, and I ended up here.
I'm a true and loyal servant of the Tholians, and I don't want any trouble. Now go away and leave me alone. I have work to do.
Don't bother me. For all I know, you could be informing on me to the Tholians. But if I don't answer, you'll probably tell them I'm hiding something. Fine. My name is Taton. Don't bother me.
bright in here. Why? Why would you care about me? No one cares about me. I don't even care anymore.
19
Go away.
assignments.
Go away. And leave me alone.
I will be free. My name is Obasek. Once my people served the Romulans. Now we have new masters. I will serve them now, because to refuse would be my death. But when the time is right, we'll rise up against our oppressors and destroy them. If you would be free, watch for an opportunity. The Tholians will show their weakness soon enough. Do not waste my time.
I'm not gonna hit exit. I just want to get out of here as fast as possible.
How can I assist you? I'm Valkel Sean, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies, mostly. But once in a while, they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. But they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out.
Yes. My name is Tenere, and for many years I served in Starfleet. After the war was lost, I joined a resistance movement attempting to liberate the core worlds. We failed. We were able to keep the Klingons at bay, but not the Dominion and their allies. After the Breen destroyed Earth and the Dominion occupied Beta Z, continued resistance was illogical. Against all reason, we continued our fight as our resistance cells fell, one by one. You might say I was one of the fortunate ones. I survived. I would not agree.
Have we met? You're just asking to be polite, aren't you? I find idle chatter so tedious these days. Still, it's a way to pass the time. My name is Rugen Skyle. I used to be a member of the Cardassian government until I had a conflict with a rival faction. Politics on my world can be quite cutthroat. Now I'm here. It's better than execution, but only just. The food here is terrible, and the company is worse. Another question?
NPCs don't look like the real guys. I mean, at least they can try to make them look a little closer to what they look like. Yeah, I've seen you around. Just want to card cheating on top of game on Drazana. That Ferengi had his Nazian buddies break your arms. Yeah, actually.
Haven't seen you around here before, Captain. Got a minute to talk?
That's a guy that doesn't look like the next generation doesn't look like.
I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew. We were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed. We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship. Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed. We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. The Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right. Then the Klingons found us in the Enterprise D. There's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
They're abusive admins. They're king of their little hill. They think they're better than you. I've seen that a lot. And I'm speaking from first-hand personal experience.
Got a minute to talk? Call me Castillo. Not a lot to tell, I guess. I know this is hard to accept, but we're not supposed to be here.
We need your help. I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help. Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least. Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise. Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
Okay. I lost my train of thought here, so I had something important to say. Now, some people might be thinking, well, being that I'm getting doom and gloom here, that might be ruining the gameplay for me, but I'm actually not talking as much as a lot of people do when we make some of these movies.
Do you have a question? Take it. Here's a map too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know. Do you need anything else?
will be free. Your plan is foolhardy. If you want to die, do it without my assistance.
Yes? My name is Tanae. Do you require anything else?
How can I assist you? I don't remember the Federation, or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born. This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about. I want the Federation back. I'll help. Just tell me what you need. Be your slave! This food isn't fit for dogs.
Can't attack.
One puncture, and you'll freeze!
What if I just get right in front of you?
Your suit won't protect you forever!
Apparently nothing. I don't want to see the fight here.
Win, Tholian!
See? Tholian isn't doing anything.
Your suit won't protect you forever!
Well, at least they could have made him fight.
One puncture, and you'll freeze!
Blocking his attacks.
You cannot win,
Just walking
Tholian!
by without noticing him, right?
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, and where you are currently.
A bunch of static. Go this way, see what happens.
We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue as planned. The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling for study. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle.
You know, when you're sitting at home doing voice acting, you know, you're not in the character. She's not in her uniform. She's older. You can't. I guess you can't really expect her to sound like she did in the Next Generation. Talking about tal'kyr. It's Crosby. Okay, I got alcohol. Did it. every area. It might take longer. It shows all the footage. Lower ambient temperature. M key. It's a habit. A lot of people don't have that in this game. I'm the exception rather than the rule. Attention to detail, using their logic and their brains. They can't do it. They just don't have the brain power. They're incapable. And I always said in our society, if you want to make people more open-minded and more have a lot of empathy, awareness of how their actions affect other people, we didn't genetically alter people because it's physically impossible. Insult the wisest. Back to me. You know, people. You don't talk to certain people for years because they don't know how to get a microphone. They don't know how to download Skype. Everyone remember where we parked up there. That's the biggest, one of the biggest failures about people in gaming. They don't know how to communicate. They're shy, or they don't want to, or they don't think to do it. For every dollar I had, if people do that, I'd be a billionaire.
Looks like the Enterprise C's transporters are still online. We can beam the rest of the crew onto the ship before we leave. We don't have much time.
We need to work together. What do you want me to do?
I am here to assist. What do you require?
I like the tractor.
Power siphon is disconnected.
Is this the tractor beam? There it is. It's a tractor beam. You know, other people have said this has got to be one of the best views right here.
Reinitializing warp drive.
Get down there. Hug this little rail here.
Power levels are returning to normal.
Take a couple of screenshots here. Just for kicks. There's another problem. I got an accumulation of 1,000 screenshots or something. I end up deleting it all. I just don't look at them. It's a problem. Into ship. So we're going the wrong way. We're gonna see what the heck is down here. What? You know, on the topic of romance, we just don't have any love in this world. And we're so petty that we have to get people like Chris Farley. You know, he died alone. He was one of the most talented, funny people there ever was. And apparently, he got fired from Saturday Night Live. And his friends let him down. You know, he had to pay for a prostitute. He was
I
telling
thought you deactivated all the security protocols.
He was telling people that it was his girlfriend. I don't want to interrupt the talking here, but it's just sad. You know, that one little simple little thing, like, you know, giving somebody affection.
She's quite a ship. It's too bad we'll have to sacrifice her to restore the timeline.
We can't do that. We're incapable. It's very petty. We have billions of people on this world, and a gifted person like Chris McFarlane couldn't find love. He died, you know, in a hotel room. Because, you know, they're based on looks. Oh, good looking person. Oh yeah, they can find love. Because people are superficial. It's easier for them. And don't get me started.
Do you want me to do that for you? I know a few things about force fields.
You know, you can label people all they want. Oh, he's a nerd, or he's this, or he doesn't have a life, this and that, this and that. It's not about that. It's about the point I'm making. You can't knock the truth. The truth is what it is. It is what it is. I'm glad
Having
I'm
trouble?
saying this.
You do know that we could have Tholians swarming us any minute, right?
It's about time somebody said something that made a sense in these movies, and I just talk about a little game footage or whatever, or when Shamu gonna jump
I thought we
the
took
fence.
care of everything. Starfleet Protocol 547C clearly states
I don't
that
think the Tholians have heard of Protocol 547C.
Or when is Lindsay Lohan getting drunk again? That kind of stupid stuff. You know, people want to watch that. You get 1,500,000 views for that. And when somebody says something that's meaningful or the truth, you know, they get 100 views or 250. You know, you get the point. Because people are stupid. Gamers are very ignorant. And I'm being nice when I say that. It's a lot worse. I'd like to get my hands on that ship. Just trying to get the All Good Things Enterprise. And I got the Defiant. It's a lot more maneuver. That is just beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, we can appreciate beauty, but we don't
Captain,
show it.
I'm detecting Tholian mesh weavers headed for our position.
That's the problem with you.
We took a hit. Faces are partially off now. We'll need to work together to take out this last ship.
The way is clear, and the temporal anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. We'll put you back where you need to be. That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
Somebody about what is said, not how they look, not who says it, but what is said. It could be anybody saying what I'm saying. It could be some Hollywood star, it could be somebody that's homeless. But you're probably more inclined to listen to some Hollywood star than a homeless person saying the exact same thing. Italian people really need to get with the program because there's a better way. The society is not even moving. They don't know how to treat people, especially gamers. I've seen some of the smartest 10-year-olds and some of the stupid, arrogant 45-year-olds. I mean, the kids are smarter than these adults, and adults should know better. They're adults. They've lived their lives. So age is not really a factor in how people act. I've seen some of the nicest kids and some of the worst, horrible conduct of these adults. You know, I am just not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here, but it does give me some time.
The way is clear, and that's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
Fly into the anomaly. Okay, I'm supposed to fly into this thing.
I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well. We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of. As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
Where these guys are supposed to be. I was gonna make a screenshot, but I have setups for disruptors and beams. Well, whatever. Well, not whatever, but you know, it's the middle of the night. Well, you know, keep an eye out for some newer movies, and you know, I've got Halo 2 coming up, and I've got a couple of Xboxes I have to hook up, the Xbox Slim 250 and 5-year-old one that I've got to make rating 4, and then I got rating 4 the arcade version that I'm gonna put up. And I've got Call of Duty I gotta work on, so I've got a lot of little movies I've got to do, but some of them I won't be doing any talking. But there is a lot more to say about society and how horrible people can treat other people. It doesn't take an elitist to have fun in a game. There's no advantage to being an elitist. They don't belong in gaming. It's the nicer people that belong in gaming. They gotta leave. If you don't know you're an elitist, it's worse because you're stupid. You know, you make it worse. If I say you, people are gonna get offended. If I say just society in general, but it's the same thing. Society in general does not understand how their conduct affects other people. That's one of the biggest problems. Right. Actually, I'm going to collect the uniform to show what it looks like. I've saved all these things, I haven't even used them. Well, I have to do one more thing, is show where the uniform is, and I have enough shift spaces. I can use one of these, Commander and Rear Admiral lower half. Apparently I have to, I can modify one of these, so I only have one. And apparently I gotta purchase this. If I don't purchase it, it doesn't show up. Take this stuff off. So what happened? Did I use up something here? I hope I didn't use up a credit to buy something just to enable this thing. You know what I mean? Oh, it's just hiding it. I mean, can't even use it while got this other stuff on. To go to exchange. You can't sell these. Sell that. Sell something, I usually try to price check what other people are selling it for. People are doing these quests. So they're selling all this green junk, green stuff. You know what? I was supposed to go to the ship selector. Battlecruiser Retrofit. You know, I just don't know what I'm going to rename this thing. Enterprise backwards. Meet his murder. Now I gotta live up to my beliefs. Why stinker? I could use Enterprise 1701A. Let me see here. Yeah, I gotta be consistent. C. Copy that. With 917701C, like yesterday's Enterprise. Save that one for later. Alright, signing off. This is the second time I played Temporal Ambassador. I wanted to show the alkaloid I got, and these are sections, clips from the second run through, second game.